Hey, thanks for joining us on today's Infinity Matrix live stream. Please consider this our gift to you as an exploration into the spiritual realm, the universal architecture of infinite possibilities. Here we teach, explore, experiment in order to share with you the secrets of the universe and its abundance of life-changing knowledge. Please remember to click subscribe and ring that bell to stay up to date with all of our continuing content.
Hello, hello. How important are patterns and our ability to recognize them in our everyday realities? When you recognize the patterns, do you unveil possibilities that already exist, or is the recognition of the pattern the thing that awakens the possibilities? And then out of those possibilities, are there predictions that can be made with a high degree of certainty? Welcome everyone to episode 92 of Hacking the Infinity Matrix, a live stream series that brings you elements of philosophy, neuroscience, quantum concepts, and spirituality packaged and wrapped up into real-world, applicable, and practical tools that you can immediately implement into your life. Our mission is to support you in hacking your infinity matrix reality so that you can design and live a life with more flow, gratitude, and acceptance, so that you can create the reality you desire. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate that you are spending this time with us, and we are in the deepest of gratitude. We'd love to, at least virtually, connect with you, each and every one of you. And one way to do that is to have you interact with us. So please let us use the comments in the comment section, and start with you telling us, where are you tuning in from? So what city and what country are you in? Think of it like you're showing up to a party, and as you enter the door, you get to shout, "Gary's in the house, representing Vancouver, Canada. Let's get this party started, y'all." All right. And you can even drop a hashtag, "Let's get this party started," in the chat, in the comments if you want. Let's have some fun today. And we can't always respond while we're doing the stream. But we will jump back onto the comments after and respond to each and every one of you. So do us a solid and tell us where you're from so we can welcome you into our global community. Our topic
They are popping in.
So,
We've got Carla from Dayton, Ohio, and Pam from Yorktown, New York.
nice.
Helen from Northern California. Is that Artie from BC, Canada, right where Gary's around. And Diane coming from British Columbia as well.
Nice.
Like a popular kind of guy over there. Why don't you guys just all go to Gary's house?
Yeah, let's
just do that.
Have a powwow.
Lisa,
So our topic. Sorry, go ahead, Russ.
No, I'm just riling off names here.
Awesome. Well, keep piling them in. We will come back to the comments, promise you, and welcome you to our global community. Also, while you're doing that, go ahead and let us know if this is your first time chiming in to see any of our live streams. We're on episode 92 now, so and we've done a variety of interviews in our interview series and challenges and stuff like that. So if this is your first time seeing us and having explored, just hashtag first time, and then that way we can kind of properly greet you and welcome you as a first timer too. That'd be awesome. Our topic today is patterns, possibilities, and predictions. So tell us if you're the type of person who sees patterns in your reality on the regular, okay? And what are those patterns? What are the patterns that you see and that you notice that have meaning to you? Tell us in the chat. What could those patterns mean, right? And do they help you to predict possible futures? Do they influence your actions in any way? Do you sense the patterns aligning with yourself? And we recognize self as spiritually evolving life force. Do you see Do you sense the patterns aligning with your spiritually evolving life force?
Exactly, because we have found that when your actions and your oneness become aligned, the idea of surrender and letting go allows miracles to happen. Because when you stop trying, when you give up resisting, when you let go, when you surrender to the universe and quiet yourself, all of your hopes, your dreams, and all of your desires, your I must do this and make that. I want to be rich. I want to do that. I want to have this. All the angst that comes with these, it's gone. It's no more. And you just let go and let it be all right to forget about them. You will realize and truly experience the realization that you are made in the image of the infinite, and you are all possible things, all possible events, all possible experiences. That's what you are, not what you have, not what has happened to you. You are in yourself the essence of limitless possibilities.
So from an early age, I was curious about how things worked, how to decipher them, and to see if I could find easier and faster ways to get the same or better outcomes. I can't even say, that I know when or why this all began, but when I look back on the events that I hallucinate to be my past, I was always fascinated about patterns in nature, patterns in people, and all patterns that formulated into an experience of reality. And by the time I was in my early teens, I was actually pretty good at recognizing patterns. And when I sensed things synchronizing in such a way that the probability of certain outcomes was inevitable, I was able to place myself in situations that kept me out of trouble, and in other situations that, had I not been there, people that I cared about would have ended up seriously hurt or even killed. I came to realize a pattern of when I wasn't tuning into the patterns around me, that I found myself in challenging, hard life lessons. And as I got older and synchronistically stumbled upon teachings around synchronicity, and yes, there's paradox in that communication there. As I stumbled upon these teachings around synchronicity, I studied Jungian meaningful causalities. I got lost in Celestine Prophecies books. I drank up Deepak Chopra's Synchrodestiny, and I even got mesmerized by sacred geometry, Fibonacci, and patterns in nature. And it all felt like a familiar friend to me. And so what we're going to explore today, in my opinion, is something that opens up the door to what is the most interesting and intriguing thing there is to dive into in this thing that we call the infinity matrix reality. Patterns, possibilities, and predictions. This trio is very, very fascinating, individualistic, and complex, because they can stimulate all kinds of radical speculation about what has happened, what is happening, and what can happen. And in fact, if you stick around till the end, I may even give you something practical that you can apply into the infinity matrix and get a result in the next 24 to 48 hours. You don't want to miss that, all right? So essentially, the topic today is an expedition into the realm of infinity that isn't for the faint of heart, okay? You kind of have to be willing to be a vanguard and dance on the outer reaches of what you've been conditioned to think, act, or feel about what you've become accustomed to as your reality. Okay. And when you dare to be so bold, you can open up portals to alternate realities that are currently, right now, running adjacent to the one you are experiencing, but are much more in alignment with the truth of who you are, what your deepest passions are, and what your spiritually evolving life force resonates the most with at your core. When you awaken your reticular activating system, or RAS, as Ross will talk about shortly, when you awaken your RAS to the omnipresence of patterns, you can begin to see, feel, experience, and know that there is another layer of reality that exists, a reality where you can test the possibilities of everything we've been talking about for 92 plus streams now, okay, and in all our additional trainings. It does come with a level of humility, though, and responsibility that most of us are not willing to try on. Our guess is that the fact that you are here on this live stream means that you are probably not like the masses. Okay, some part of you already resonates with the patterns of the vanguard, and the idea of dancing on the outer edges kind of excites you. So take a deep breath and let's dive in.
There we go. There you go. You see, all the possibilities are set before us. We see them as deja vu, coincidences, patterns laid out before us like the tiles on a floor. What are they? What do they mean? Are they just that? Random coincidences? An overactive imagination? A neural network running amok? Or something better? Like breadcrumbs leading to the proverbial hidden treasure of fortune and glory. Yes, you guessed it. That's synchronicity at play. The coming together of seemingly unrelated events, intertwined synergy, connecting like guideposts through space and time. And when they do come together, you realize that they actually do have an underlying connection. They are spontaneous coincidences that serve a specific purpose, designed by your thoughts, your vibration, and your emotions and actions, all according to your desires, your wishes, and your focus. Some consider them miracles, magic, when most of all, they're opportunities. So when things go right and things go not so right, remember they are FUBU. That's right, for you, by you. And yes, I know that there was once a clothing line by this name, and for a good reason. They let their customers do the creating. Well, so does the universe. As you've heard us say in previous episodes, the idea is to recognize that all of this, your wishes and desires, are frequencies of energy. And if you have the wish, if you have the desire, then you are transmitting that energy out into the infinity matrix. You are giving off that vibration, and it is receiving the said vibration. If you are giving off that vibration, and if you don't get in your own way by assuming your limitations of what you can and cannot do, then through synchronicity, you will automatically and effortlessly draw to yourself the opportunities that will be obvious for you to act on to fulfill your wishes. So let's discuss your wish. But first, if you will, mark down in the comments, what is your wish? What is your desire? What is your passion? Okay, it doesn't have to be a long sentence. It can be just one word or a quick, a quick phrase. What are you yearning for? For by sending out that message, what you have said is, I am willing to receive opportunities that are reflective of what excites me the most and will allow me to fulfill my wish. So when those opportunities come to you, recognize them through the fact that they are of a vibration that is representative of what excites you the most. And if they are representative of what excites you the most, take action on them. We cannot stress this enough. The act of taking action is the critical element here. You can go back to one of our previous episodes called The Formula, and that will go into this far, far more in depth. The synchronicity may not seem on the surface to be immediately connected to your wish, and you may do what so many others have done to dissuade the outcome by consciously qualifying the event. That's not important. That's not relative to what I want. It's not big enough. It's not exactly what I want or what I thought it would be. It's not, it can't, it won't, etc., etc. Failing to see and understand what it is, which is why you simply have to trust that whatever comes to you that excites you the most, you must act on it, whether it seems connected or not. Now, when we say act upon, it can be as minute as I see and recognize and appreciate this event. Period. Done. That's it. As inconsequential as this may sound, it is extremely powerful. It communicates to the infinity matrix that you are in tune and vibrationally aligned with your dreams and desires, and ready and willing to receive more. Eventually, you will understand how this is all interconnected and woven into this universal tapestry of existence. By acting on the opportunity that comes with the most excitement, that is what will be the shortest path to the fulfillment of your wishes, your dreams, and your desires. So before we go there, let's talk a little bit about how we as humans work, particularly, as Gary said earlier, how the part of our brains work. It's called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short. The RAS is located at the base of the brain above the brainstem. It's a powerful part of the brain, and it has way too many tasks. Primarily, it dampens down the world and filters out the noise of the world. And in this modern world we live in, the RAS is on overdrive, filtering, to some degree, all of the noise that you are exposed to on a daily basis. So now when I say noise, I'm not talking about sound per se, but to a degree I am. But as an example, do you know someone who lives by train tracks or an airport? Just give me a yes or no in the comments. They always say, oh, I don't even hear them anymore. That's the RAS filtering out a non-essential data. In today's world, with so much data, sounds, images, and messages coming at us, our brains cannot take it all in. So it relies on the RAS to auto-filter for us. It's given a list of priorities from the subconscious mind, and these priorities determine what to let in and or be on the lookout for. It will sift through billions of bits of data at any given time and select the information that it's been instructed to look for. For example, it's why when you buy a new car and you start to see the same car everywhere, it's why you can tune out a crowd. You can tune out a crowd full of talking people, yet immediately snap to attention when somebody in that crowd says your name. or something that sounds like it. Your RAS takes what you focus on and creates a filter for it, not to filter it out, to find it. And it sifts through the incoming data and presents only the pieces that are important to you. All of this happens without you even noticing it. The RAS programs itself to work in your favor without you actively doing anything. So when you look at it this way, the right training of the RAS will steer you in any direction you tell it to. But remember, there are two sides to this coin. For when you focus on the bad things, you will invite negativity into your life. While focus on the good things, they are revealed to you because your brain is seeking them out. It is like magic, filtering the world you see around you. There's an old a saying, not so old, but a common saying, it's called, what you focus on expands. Now, when it says what you focus on, it's not specific. That's up to you to decide what you are going to focus on. So we suggest that you can train your RAS by taking your subconscious thoughts and marrying them to your conscious thoughts. This basically means that if you focus hard on your goals and dreams, your RAS will reveal the people, the information, and the opportunities that can help you achieve them. You know, these past few days, many of you felt the synchronicity of 11/11. Some of them have already marked it down in the comments. So we didn't place all those numbers in your life. We simply stimulated your RAS to be on the lookout for them. When we asked you to tell us what your thoughts and feelings were, we didn't give those to you. Many of you had beliefs and memories already attached to those numbers. Our question to you, did you choose those beliefs and feelings, or were they given to you? Because when you utter the sentence of the possibility, then you are very quickly, perhaps more quickly than you can realize, you have actually conceived the reality. Because if you hadn't conceived it, you would not have been able to even communicate it in the comments. In the same way, the RAS seeks information that validates your beliefs, filtering through the world for the parameters you give it. And your beliefs shape those parameters. All this to assist you in creating the new reality that you conceived in your mind. The reticular activating system helps you see what you want to see to validate the hypothesis of your new reality. But it does not tell you how to think about what you're wishing for. Simply, it finds the raw materials, so to speak. Now, of course, this is a huge, huge topic, and one we love talking about. Gary, I don't know how many shows have we done on some variation of synchronicity. It's got to be at least a dozen.
For sure.
So if you really, really understand the power of synchronicity and want to learn to tap into its unlimited wellspring, and maybe discover why you might be having difficulties directing it to your advantage, then join us in our upcoming Master Lab, Sync Portals, and it's going to be in a couple of weeks on October 20th, 6 p.m. You're going to love it. And
it's going to be truly transformative Master Lab. We're actually wrapping up the registration details and haven't revealed it to anyone yet. So you guys are first hearing about it now, other than our students and our clients. If you'd like to get more info, just type #portals in the comments. And one of us, either Ross or I, will personally DM you the registration details when they're finalized. And we trust that it will happen with the exact level of synchronicity that will serve all that it's meant to. So if you type #portals, it will be easy for us to sift through the comments and reach out to you directly. And then please do keep an eye on your Facebook Messenger and your Facebook notifications so you don't miss out on our DMs. Okay. So now if
#portals. Thank you, Pam. We'll get that information to you as soon as possible.
And I was going to mention also, so some other things. So Melanie said that she used to live by train tracks and where to go and could sleep through them because of the RAS. Absolutely, because at some point it became something you didn't have to be concerned or worried about. It just became a part of the environment, right? Carla says, I live by train tracks and airport, and I hear them sometimes, but find them comforting. Yeah, so your RAS has redefined what it means for you, and because again, it for a while it says, okay, do I need to be aware of that, or is it, is there danger? Like it's protecting you, right? And so then when it realizes that, it says, oh well, let's just use it's there anyways. Let's use it as something that's soothing and comforting. And so that's kind of the way the RAS works. It looks for the patterns, which is what we're talking about here. It looks for the patterns in the world around, and then decides if those patterns are going to be something that's going to be important enough to put attention and awareness on, right? And so if now that we've let you come back up for a little bit of a breath, right? Get ready and let's dive a little deeper now. Okay, I think that consciousness is the laboratory that our divine self concocted as a tool to have an experience of an isolated sliver within the infinity of all that is. Okay, and think about that, right? Consciousness is this laboratory that our divine self, or our spiritual evolving life force, our God force, or all that, whatever that is for you, your divine self concocted it as a tool to have an experience of an isolated sliver within the infinity of all that is. And that consciousness is just, should I say, it's just I say just in the biggest, most magnificent possible way. Consciousness is just a steady flow of transformational experiences of evolution. Okay? And all transformations and experiences of evolution stem from some level of learning. All learnings stem from the recognition of patterns. Therefore, the more you expand your capacity to recognize and understand the patterns within your reality, the more you position yourself to having transforming evolutionary experiences. And when you start to recognize and understand the patterns that already exist in your version of reality, you will quickly realize that even patterns that are subject to the infinity matrix, they are a variable in the infinity matrix. And because they're subject to the infinity matrix, there's always the presence of radical and mind-boggling diversions, right? So you may see a pattern, but then it changes, shifts, right, on a fly, right? And which makes them both predictable and unpredictable at the same time. All right, so here's where we do the cha-cha, okay, the two-step, or even get gritty and get down and gritty and break dance on the edges, okay? How in reality can something be both predictable and unpredictable at the same time? And how is there any progress towards experiencing anything if that's the case? You would think that you're always in this static, not sure where to go type of experience. Okay? All right. So I'm going to throw you an anchor if you need one. Okay. Patterns exist. Okay? When you recognize those patterns, you sometimes add meaning to them. And sometimes you don't, right? Well, when you add meaning to them, there's an element of predictability to what the pattern is and even what it may or may not lead to. All right? Everyone here knows their phone number, right? We all know our phone numbers or somebody's phone number. Okay. So when you say your area code, is that enough to predict what the rest of the sequence is? No, right? Well, what about when you do the next 3 digits? Is that enough? Only if you have attached, only if you've attached meaning to those three additional sets, or even the first 6, right? If you've attached meaning to those as being in the sequence that belongs to your phone, then you could start to predict. So that does give you, a sense of predictability. But does that give you enough to predict fully the rest of the sequence? Well, what about the 7th or the 8th or the 9th digit? So can you see how it's both predictive and unpredictable at the same time? The predictability is only present when you've attached meaning to the experience. Right? And again, so many people, both here as well as in the post this week, so many people here are fascinated with what's called angel numbers. Right? Angel numbers, sequence of numbers that repeat in sets of 3s or 4s. Right? Anyone here see angel numbers regularly? All right, go ahead and type hashtag and whatever your angel numbers, your most popular angel number is. So hashtag 111 or hashtag 1111, hashtag 222, 455, 444, 777, 888, whatever it is. There's definitely a pattern there, right? Yeah, right. 1111 is a very popular one, and 111. But the other ones show up as well for different people, and there is a pattern there, but only because you've added meaning to it. And even if the meaning is one of intrigue and mystery and the unknown, the hard facts are that the numbers are just numbers. The sequence is just a sequence. There really is no built-in meaning. Or is there? Okay? Because when you recognize one pattern, like the angel numbers, right? And the recognition aligns with another pattern of some kind that has meaning, then a synchronicity occurs. Right? So just the numbers alone, it's no big deal. They just become numbers, right? But when they synchronize, they seemingly align with another set of patterns that also have meaning, then synchronicity occurs. So in the unpredictability of those two things, those two or more things lining up, you have what's considered a synchronicity, a meaningful causality, as Carl Jung would say. And it's in that synchronicity where possibilities of alternate realities exist, where your higher self, your divine consciousness orchestrated something so unique, so obvious that it wasn't in the norm, that you had to pay attention. And in that field of possibilities, you could make predictions on what you should do, where you should go, and who you need to become. Remember that recognizing patterns isn't something you need to, it's not something you need to learn to do. It's innate within each and every one of us. Right? Every living thing, it's innate, right down to the genetic coding. There's a process of recognizing patterns of growth and evolution, or atrophy and death. And decisions are made at the microscopic level based on the recognition or lack of recognition of patterns. This means that there are layers upon layers upon layers of patterns going on all the time. And if that's the case, then there are an unmeasurable amount of meaningful coincidences that happen every day of your life. But if you don't know what to look for, what to do with it, and how to decipher it, then there's all kinds of opportunities and experiences that you're missing out on. And so in the upcoming Master Lab that Ross talked about, these are the things we explore. We actually shed light on 9 different, what we call sync portals. And our definition is, sync portals are events and circumstances that seem like glitches in the matrix of reality, but are vibrational vortexes that can come into perfect alignment with the creator within to guide you effortlessly into the art of designing your reality. And some even suggest that it's a mysterious language of the gods. That's how powerful it can be. So in the 3-hour Master Lab, you will awaken your RAS to the 9 different types of synchronicities that tend to open up portals of alternate realities. Realities which are more in alignment with your true authentic self. The reason we do these Master Labs is because you don't truly learn about things like synchronicity by reading about them or hearing about it as a bystander. You have to go and mess around with sync portals to really fully get it. And through trials and errors, you'll become what I call a synchro-sensitive soul, which in our infinity process coding turns out to be, for all you angel number fanatics, 000. Right? So when you see 000 out there, it's a universe sending a message to you that you are a synchro-sensitive soul. It means you're starting to tune into the synchronicities of the world around you. And before you know it, you'll notice them everywhere. Right? That's when things start to become magical. Right? So again, if you're interested and haven't done it yet, drop #portals in the comments as your way of instigating one of the sync portals that we call the intentionals. Okay? And then keep a lookout for a DM from one of us, okay, and or a Facebook notification, and we'll send you the registration details when we have it all wrapped up. Okay? Actually, here's a little leak from the lab. Okay, I don't know. Should I give you a little peek?
These days, I'm not sure we want to call it a lab leak.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, let's break some paradigms and create our own definitions, right? So I need to know that this isn't going to be a waste of time. So tell me in the comments if you'd like a real life, practical lab experiment that you could do and get results of some kind in the next 24 to 48 hours if you implement what I share. Okay, are you up for it? Go ahead and give me a #lab break. Okay, lab break. Okay, in the comments, and if you want me to do that for you, just give me a #lab break, lab leak, something about that, so that I know that it's something that you guys are gonna. Okay, good, paying attention to. Nice, we're seeing a bunch of you. Awesome. Okay, good, yay! All right, good. Okay, good. Okay. If you're not interested or willing to play full out, then I question, why are you interested in this topic, right? I mean, it's definitely something that I have to wonder if you're not interested in really testing out this stuff instead of it just being this woo-woo something that some speaker on a stage or in a book or on a webinar tells you, or on a podcast. How can you test out for yourself, right? And I believe that's where the real learning experiences show up, is when you step up to the plate and say, hey, let's test this stuff out. That's why we give the type of content we give, so that you get stuff that you can implement and see if there's a result that can come from that information. And is it useful to you or not? Okay, so #LabLeak. So now I've enrolled you. Okay, by doing that, I've enrolled you, okay, into a mini Master Lab experience. Okay, are you ready? Interaction is key here. So give me a thumbs up if you're, or an infinity emoji. See if you can find the infinity emoji and drop it in here and let me know that you're ready. Okay. So, I see a bunch of emojis popping in there. Awesome. Good stuff. So here's the lab exercise. Okay. We start with a hypothesis, right? The hypothesis is that one has the ability to intentionally influence synchronicities and derive specific meaning into their life from it. Okay, so that's the hypothesis. The hypothesis is that one has the ability to intentionally influence synchronicities and derive specific meaning into their lives from it. Okay, that's the hypothesis. So here's the lab exercise, and then I'll give the steps for it. Okay, so the lab exercise then is going to be setting the intention that in the next 24 to 48 hours, there will be an undeniable set of synchronistic events that will bring your attention to an action you need to do that will bring more joy into your life. Oh, I like that one, Tracy. I could look for that one. I like that emoji. All right, so that's the lab exercise. All right, it's the exercise is going to be setting the intention that in the next 24 to 48 hours there will be an undeniable set of synchronistic events that will bring to your attention an action that you need to do that will bring more joy into your life. All right, here's step one. Take notes, because this is something we're going to want you to do after the stream is done. Okay. The first thing is setting the intention. Step one is to set the intention. And the way you do that is take a few minutes to clear your mind as best as you can, right? To center yourself, to kind of, be present, okay? And you can do it with your eyes open or your eyes closed. Once you've got that, I want you to imagine looking into your future into the next 24 to 48 hours, whatever that looks like or feels like or experiences for you, okay? Don't think too much into it. Don't get into your headspace. Just say in the next 24 hours, you know that it's going to happen. It's what I call a future memory, something you expect to happen, but just hasn't happened yet. You know there's going to be 24 hours. There's a high probability. Let me say there's a high probability there's going to be 24 hours for us to experience, and 48 hours to experience into our future, okay? And in that space of time, I want you to put the intention for a set of undeniable set of synchronistic events to happen that will bring attention to an action you need to take that will bring more joy into your life. And you don't need to know what the actions are. You don't have to, how they're going to, that's not the synchronicity experience. That's you planning something out. I want you to just put the intention that something's going to happen out there that's going to be a sequence of events that are synchronistic that led me to the awareness of some action that I need to take to bring more joy into my life. Okay, that's the first thing. We need to set that intention. Step two, for the next 24 to 48 hours, be open for the awareness of if and when the synchronicities occur. Right? Start to be on the lookout. Open up your RAS to say, okay, what are the synchronicities? Are they, and are they meaningful enough? Have they come together in a way that's undeniable to let me know there's an action I need to take that will bring more joy into my life? Okay. And step three, once you become aware of that action that you need to take to the fullest of your capacity, go ahead and take that action and see if it brings more joy into your life. Because if you don't, remember we talked about action being that key component, right? If you don't take action on that response from the universe, or that synchronicity of all those, the coordination of that from the higher self, if you don't take action on it, then it's like it's like the higher force says, well, you're not going to listen anyway, so why bother bring them to your attention anymore?
Exactly.
Right. But the more you start to listen to it, the more you start to take action to the fullest of your capacity, whatever that looks like for you in that moment, right? Go ahead and take that action and see if it does bring you more joy into your life. And the joy may be immediate, or it may show up a little later, but go ahead and take that action and notice what happens. And then step 4 is to report your findings. So it's 4 steps, simple and easy. First one, set your intention. Step 2, for 24 to 48 hours, put your awareness and attention on the synchronicities that are occurring. Step 3, once you notice that synchronicity and the attention that shows up and what you need to take action on, take action to the fullest of your capacity and see if it brings more joy into your life. And then step 4, report your findings. Okay, there you have it. Okay. It's your first lab experiment if you haven't done a master lab with us yet, okay? Because this is how our master labs are. We give you the concepts, we give you some ideas, we give you some real stuff that you can dig your teeth into, and then we say, now here's some experiments. Go out and test this stuff. Okay? And those of you who get that experience, right, that synchronicity experience, and and have that within the next 40 hours. Can I get your commitment to come back to this post and share what happened, to report your findings? I mean, it would be really, really awesome as an experiment to kind of wrap the experiment up, to come back and report your findings, right? Give us a hashtag intentional, if you're willing to step into the mini master lab, actually do this experiment and come back to the post to report your findings. Hashtag hashtag intentional. Okay. And come back and do that. Awesome. Way to go, Melanie. Awesome. Yeah. So hopefully, right, you have that experience. And some of you, like I said, a majority of you, in our experience, the majority of you will notice something within 24 to 48 hours. Some of you, it may take a little bit longer. Some of you, it'll be happening even faster. You'll put the intention out and you'll notice it shortly after the call. So be open for it to happen at any time frame within that, right? The universe doesn't play on your time frame. Okay. It doesn't function with time and perception of time the way you do. So you can't lock it into a specific window of time that it has to happen. You give it a range and then allow for it to happen at any time within that or slightly outside of it. Okay, awesome. We got a bunch of intention. I look forward to hearing about this stuff. That's awesome. How do you come back? So you come back to the biology belief page. Look for this. We'll actually post this at the top so it becomes a featured post. And in the comment section, just kind of drop it in the comment section on this post on the biology belief page. All right. And if you're not a part of the biology belief page, just type in hashtag Bob biology belief, hashtag Bob in the comments, and then we'll send you a direct link to the page so you get access to that and become a part of our community there. Okay. Awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Did you guys enjoy that? Was it a lot of fun? Did you kind of dance on the outer edges a little bit with me? Somebody do some break dancing and some cha-chas, right? We look forward to those of you who experience the synchronicity of joining us on the Master Lab as well. I'm telling you, it's going to be life-changing for those of you that show up. And so I leave you with this, okay? We dare you to be exceptional. And the only way to do that is to implement what you learn and learn from what you implement. So till next time, be well, everyone. Next Thursday, we have a very special guest coming in. You'll definitely want to tune in. We'll be posting more all about her and her topic throughout the week. So keep an eye on the posts, and we'll see you next Thursday. Thanks everyone for being here, sticking around,
Thank you.
and playing along for luck. We really appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Be well, everyone.
So we truly hope you enjoyed this latest live stream. Each week, we bring you the best in cutting-edge techniques and processes to help you better yourself and create the reality you desire. In order to stay notified for more live streams like this, as well as any upcoming interviews, master labs, or time clips, be sure to click the like button and ring that bell. As a matter of fact, you might be ready to step things up for yourself. You see, everything and everyone you've been exposed to in our live streams all have one thing in common. They've harnessed their own potential, claimed their badass self, raised their game, and leveled up. Whether it be in business, personal, romantic, for whatever dimension of life you choose, there's always a next level. So we encourage you to rekindle your passion, your purpose, and spirit, and step it up, and register for our next free 5-day badass challenge. The link is below, and we are excited to see you take a leap into a new reality that only you can imagine.